Hello, welcome everyone. We've got another episode of the Performer Chat podcast. I'm very excited. We got my buddy, Joe Leja, Mighty Joe Leja. Thank you for being a guest and coming on the show.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. I know when we first started, you're one of the first people to be like, hey, I like what you're doing. Can I be a guest? They were like, absolutely. And, with some scheduling things we had to do, and I'm very glad we got this to...
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So let's have some fun. Do some talking, and you're going to do some performing.
Yep.
That's all good. Okay, so if you're new to the podcast, what we kind of do here, we ask some questions. We kind of start with the who, what, where, when, whatever's about, all the boring stuff. Not that you're boring, but the stuff that everyone asks. Then we're going to ask some, performance-type questions, and then you're going to play a little bit. After that, we'll ask you some more questions, play a little more, and we'll call it a night. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Anything you need before we get started? Man, you're a pro, aren't you? Okay, so first off, out of the gate, to the camera, what's your name and how long have you been performing?
I'm Joe Leja. I've only actually been performing in front of audiences about 10 years now.
Okay.
But I've been playing guitar since I was about 15 years old. Just for the first 20 years or so, I sucked at it. Somewhere around 1990, I started getting a little better and started writing my own songs.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Yep, and we'll talk about some of your own songs. I've listened to them. When we were doing our radio show, we played them on our radio show.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, absolutely. And we're taking a break from that, but maybe we'll get back into it again. But yeah, so what kind of performer are you? Like a guitarist, singer?
Singer and rhythm guitar.
Okay.
So I'm singer-songwriter.
Okay.
I do play covers, but I try to play my own.
A nice variety for...
Try to play my own stuff as much as possible.
Sure.
Depending on the venue, some crowds don't seem to want to hear original music.
Yeah,
some
they
crowds
like the covers
want covers, and I'll oblige if that's what try to read the crowd, and if I feel like that's what they want, I'll give them what they want.
That's fair. Although, you know what? I've listened to your songs, listened to your album. You got some good songs.
Thank you.
I think one of the songs you did, I think you might be playing later, Arizona Drifter.
Yes.
When I heard that, I'm like, oh, whose cover is that? And you're like, no, I wrote it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's one of my favorites.
It's a good song.
Because I've had so many people say that song gets into your head.
It does.
And that's good.
It reminds me of, in a good way, like of other songs you'd hear on the radio, and whether that's, I don't want to throw out names like CCR or something, but other songs, it's like, oh, that's I thought maybe it was one of those guys that did it. And no, it was yours.
I think my songs are pretty catchy. All my songs are very hook heavy. Mm-hmm. Whether it's, and usually it's the chorus. The chorus is usually a hook. So I don't write long verses. The verses are always short and to the point, and let's get right to that chorus. Because that's the part that's going to get repeated, and that's what's
going to stick in your head. Yeah. A few of your songs have been stuck in my head, for better or for worse. That's all good, because they're good songs. I like them. And like I said, we'll talk about some of that in a little bit. But, okay, so you said singer, songwriter, we said rhythm guitarist.
Rhythm guitar.
So what's the differentiator? I know what it is, but for people out there.
Well, and I've, people that know me and people that open mic, I'm notorious for not wanting to play guitar solos because I'm just not as good at it. My only song that I'll do it is Alcohol Blues.
Yeah.
And I've gotten comfortable playing that, but most songs I'd rather just strum chords and sing. And,
yeah, why not? Have fun.
And write the songs.
Okay. Well, next up, so where do you perform? Where can people come out and find Mighty Joe Leja, at any given time?
I made a list recently. I play open mics at about 12 different places.
Really?
Yes.
I know you do a lot. But I didn't. Well, okay, let's.
So one of my favorites is Give a shout out to Black Dog Vinyl
Cafe. Mike and Kathy. Love you guys.
Yep. do all the studio while Laura was still the
Yeah.
manager. Pub 78 in Brookfield.
Oh yes, we got to get there one of these weeks.
I'm going next week, so
Really?
it might be my last time out for till spring.
Pub 78.
It's
Hey, hold
a
on.
little bit of a drive.
Pub 78 next week?
Yeah, I guess.
We might see you there.
Hickory Creek in New Lenox.
Yep. Yeah, Deb does that.
So yes,
Yeah, Deb's great.
Black Dog Garage Band. Although there's
I think they're taking a break from that for a little bit,
but
where they're doing some
hopefully
stuff.
they're going to start up again. The Uptown in Plainfield.
Oh yeah, we
Sable
haven't been
Creek.
there. Sable Creek.
So-
Love Sable Creek.
I'm probably forgetting a few, but
No, I know you get out a lot, and I see your Facebook posts and your.
and I do try to go out to different places. Black Dog's my favorite, but I don't want
Yeah.
to just only play there all the time. People are going to get sick of me.
They haven't yet, Joe, and you've been doing it like 2 or 3 years there, right? So.
But it's nice to get out to different places.
Yep.
You know.
Great. Well, we see. So we see you on the open mic circuit because our son Holden, who, if you don't know who he is, shame on you. You should know who he is. And he's been doing that for the last couple of years. And in fact, our first open mic was at Black Dog, and we met you.
Yes.
And I didn't know this at the time, but you're kind of a pseudo quasi family, once removed, so to speak. Your sister Nancy, at one point, was Corinne's aunt.
Yes.
And I think, Corinne, you've even said she's probably one of your favorite aunts, if I remember you. And we met Nancy and her husband Rory. Great people, liked them a lot. And, oh, go ahead.
Nancy gave me my first musical instrument, the flute.
The
Before
flute.
All right.
Still have
And it's kind of so it's Nancy's fault that I've got a house full of musical instruments because she started her down the. So thank you for that, Nancy. I know you're actually watching this because it's Mighty Joe. Of course you're going to watch this interview. So thank you.
So since you mentioned family and Holden and all, me and Holden were the entertainment at my brother-in-law's retirement party.
That's
Birthday
right.
party or retirement party.
Retirement.
So
Retirement.
we played for a couple hours, taking turns, and we weren't getting paid. But my brother-in-law put a tip bucket out. we I think we made about $80 in tips. So I
Nice.
split it with Holden, and Holden was like, "Wow, this is the most money at that point." You
Yeah.
know, that was the most money I ever made.
Well, that's awesome. And I got to say, too, Joe, you also have a special place in our hearts. And I say this because one of our first open mic buddies that we made friends with, and obviously we had that connection, or once we realized we had the connection. And then one thing Holden loves to do is collab with other musicians. And one thing you love to do is collab with other musicians. And you were the first musician to say, "Hey, Holden, why don't you do the song with me?" And you guys did. And that kind of started this. So you were if that kid becomes big and famous, we're going to know, hey, the first open mic buddy that we had that he collabed with was Mighty Joe Leja. Leja. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
I've known him for a couple years now. We're friends, and I keep messing his name up, but I'm trying really hard
Everybody
to.
gets it wrong.
Leja, Leja, Leger, I think somebody once called you.
Leger.
If you're being, hoity-toity. But, so yeah, so we definitely see you all over the place, at least 2 or 3 times a month, probably, on average. And so yeah.
I also like when Holden plays with me on my song "Work Hard, Play Hard, Die Young,"
Oh, yeah?
because as I
Another catchy
said,
song, by the
said
way.
earlier, I don't like playing guitar solos, so he will improvise a solo on that song.
He does that a
So
lot.
it makes it fun to play. And
Well, I think I remember early on, you were kind of surprised. One of the times Holden came up to you, was like, "Oh, hey, Joe, I learned Arizona Drifter." And you're like, "Oh, you actually learned my song." Okay, let's play it.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, as a songwriter, and you're like, someone else does my stuff. And I don't know if he does it. I don't know if he's performed some of your stuff in his regular sets. I don't know, but he's got his own stuff he's been
Right.
peppering in.
Yeah,
But
because he writes songs too, right?
he does. Okay, so I think we were talking about this beforehand. Sounds like you don't have anything on the books yet, but your next performance is probably an open mic somewhere.
Yes.
And so, like last night, you said you're at the Roxy in
Lockport.
And
Very nice place.
nice stage, nice
Beautiful
sound.
sound system there.
Nice.
Incredible sound.
And you're saying Michael Reese, Mr.
Yeah.
Reese, he was
Yes.
the host?
Yeah, he
Nice.
hosts some of the songwriter showcases.
Yep. You've been on some of his. Holden's
Yes.
been on his. Nice. And I think you're saying the third or fourth Wednesday of the month. So for the moment,
Yeah, I think it's the third
third,
Wednesday.
whatever last night was. Hey, Corinne, was last night the third Wednesday or the fourth Wednesday?
Hold on one moment till my apple.
Holden's holding fingers up, but I can't see him in the dark. 4? Give me a thumbs up if it's 4. 3? Third Wednesday. So, okay. And then how often do you perform?
On a good week, sometimes four or five nights on a really good week.
Really?
Yeah, when I have the energy for it.
Okay.
Well, I usually try to get out at least once or twice a week.
Yeah. Well, depending on weather and
Yeah.
how you
I don't have any shows in the works right now.
So you're saying you're open for gigs?
Yes.
Open for bookings?
Yes.
Okay.
But I do have, it's one of Grant Milleran's songwriter showcases coming up in November,
Okay.
about the middle of the month, and it'll be at Black Dog.
Yep.
So-
We is Holden on that one too?
Not sure.
I can't keep track. But Grant's a great guy, Grant Milleran. He does these singer-songwriter showcases. If he can't host it himself, he's got a buddy that'll come out and host it. It's a good time. Come on out, Black Dog Vinyl Cafe. If you like live music, it's a place to go. And if you like vinyl, I mean, I like records. I'm not a vinyl collector, but a lot of people are. I think I saw. Do you collect vinyl at all, or?
I don't, but sometimes I pick something up for my niece Natalie. She collects vinyl.
Nice, and that's the place to go if you're out in the Plainfield area. But
Just, so we're talking about this songwriter showcases. One last note on the Roxy in Lockport.
oh yeah,
Everybody was playing like original music last night.
Really?
Which was awesome. I don't think, there might have been one or two cover songs all night, but everybody was playing originals.
it's like if I'm going to play on a stage like this, it's going to be my stuff.
So that was nice, and it was a very good listening crowd. People weren't just
Yeah,
talking and getting drunk and not listening.
you
It was
get
a
that.
very, very attentive crowd.
Different places. We're not naming names, but different places. They're very attentive, and some you're kind of background music.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so that's kind of the boring stuff, right? The who, what, where, when, how, and whatevers. And let's talk a little bit performance. Sound good? Okay. So what first got you into performing?
Live or recording?
Both. Yes. Whenever I ask that question, they always come back and say this, or this. Yes.
'Cause I-
Each one, please.
I actually recorded a few CDs before I ever set foot on a stage.
Really?
And the guy at Cinnamon Sound, where I was recording at,
It's in Naperville, right?
Aurora,
Aurora. Okay.
he's like, Joe, you're doing it backwards. Most bands or musicians play the bar circuit for a couple of years, then they'll come in and try to record an album. And I came in without any stage experience. I came in and recorded Plainfield Calling, which has
Yes. Arizona Drifter,
Work
Hard, Play Hard, Die Young. Does that also have what's the other one? There's another one that just sticks in my head.
Those are the two that I'll play a lot.
Alcohol Blues, Predator and
Oh yeah, Alcohol Blues.
Alcohol Blues. What else, Holden?
Predator and Prey.
Predator and Prey. No, that's the other one.
What would Daddy know? I don't know.
I've listened to them all.
Predator and Prey I haven't played for a while. Maybe I'll play that tonight.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't played it for a while.
There's one of your songs
Trying to
that
dust off some of the old ones as well as writing new stuff. While back at Jason Benefield and Colleen Wilde did a split show on a Sunday afternoon at Black Dog.
Oh, they're really good.
And then they were followed by having old age. I'm having a moment here. Demi.
Okay.
She played after them because it was her birthday, so she wanted to have like a birthday show.
Nice.
So she, for some reason, likes my song Mona Lisa.
Okay.
So I went up and played, and she sang with me on it. So it
Nice.
was fun.
The one that you said you're having a senior moment, and I completely empathize. And so far, all our guests have been noticeably younger than me. So I really appreciate to have somebody that's a little more of a contemporary, although, yes, well, I'm closer in age to you than I am to Holden and Harmony and Nick and Riley and Jules. So, yeah. What song is about feeling old and broken down? Old and broken
Old
down.
and Broken
Old
Down.
and broken down. Is that on Playing for Calling?
No, that's on Swan Song CD.
Okay. That's the other one. You play that from time to time, and that song sticks in my head. Old and broken down. Like, get out of my head. But I feel old and broken down.
And that CD was called Swan Song. That was supposed to be the last CD I was going to record.
Okay.
And then I still ended up doing 2 more after that.
Now, both of those are on Amazon Music and Spotify?
Well, they're distributed through CD Baby.
Okay, so they're...
You could get them on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. They put them on like 20 different services.
Yeah, all the major ones.
Some-
Pandora, probably.
Yeah, there's some smaller services. There's I can't think of the name. There's a service in Russia. My tunes are getting played in Russia.
Dude, you could be like David Hasselhoff. I just had a senior moment. I'm like, and Corinne knew exactly what I was going with it. And you could be like the Hasselhoff in Russia, and you don't even know it.
So yeah, most of my stuff is through the regular channels. The new stuff I've been doing this year, I've only put it up on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, okay.
Because we're starting to get costly doing CDs and distributing and all of that. And I'm trying to watch my money a little more these days.
No, I hear you.
So SoundCloud is the cheap outlet, you know.
And nothing wrong with SoundCloud. There's a lot of them. SoundCloud, there's Bandcamp. Because we released an album, a sampler album, an EP for Holden. We ended up going through Lander because you can do... Originally, we thought he was going to do covers. And they have a pay once per cover, and then it's out there. Whereas like a DistroKid, you pay every year and blah, blah, blah. End up doing originals, but I think you can do like unlimited originals through them for a somewhat reasonable. But yeah. Oh, great. Bandcamp is also free too. And you just upload and throw it out there. Okay, so... what is your favorite performance memory? What do you remember about performing?
my very first open mic,
Okay.
which was through Cinnamon Sound.
Okay.
The guy Chris there, I was like, Joe, you got to get out there and start playing your music to audiences.
Promote the album. You got to promote the album.
The band he was in at the time used to sometimes play at House Pub in St. Charles.
Okay.
So we had like a big group that everybody met out there. At the time, he was recording a woman from Australia.
Oh, nice.
And I think her stage name was either Phoenix Melody or Melody Phoenix or something like that.
How many years back was this?
This is like probably about 8 years ago,
Okay.
9 years ago. So anyway, we get there. There's already a lot of names on the list. So I think they had her like number 11, and then I was number 12. So my first time, you know, and this woman from Australia was drop dead gorgeous, incredible singer. You know,
Like, how do you follow that?
I'm like, I gotta go up now. You know, the old guy with an acoustic guitar, and my first night was not a particularly good performance because I was pants. You know?
Gotta start somewhere.
She was very sweet about it, though. When I was done, she had a double shot of tequila waiting for me, and she had one with me, so it was very nice of her.
Nice.
It's good, nice memory.
So you get nervous then when you get up and perform?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Or you do it so much now that.
Yeah.
But
I hit a point where I was comfortable at the bars I normally played at, but then if I try someplace new, I'd be nervous.
okay.
If it was like, if I didn't know anybody in the audience. But even that, it's got to the point where it doesn't matter anymore. I'm just going to get up and play.
How long do you think it took you to kind of be comfortable where you weren't really nervous?
A couple of years.
A couple years?
It took a little while.
And I got to imagine when you first started, you weren't doing like 4 times a week like you do now sometimes. So you were,
No.
How often were you?
Probably,
That's a good idea.
maybe twice a month,
Okay. Get some water too.
It was actually the only time I played in St. Charles. But then I started doing Little Frank's Pizza in Burbank.
Okay.
I was kind of regular there, and then Port Noir in Lockport.
Okay.
Before the studio was the studio.
Right. That was the old
Port Noir.
Yeah.
So those were like the 2 places that I'd play at. So,
Okay. So then, God, look at the lights. Ken's got the lights right on us, which I suppose you kind of need if you want to see us, but or maybe you don't want to see us. But so, what is the biggest challenge you have when performing? Either when you first started, but even now, like you're a seasoned pro now. What's the biggest challenge you have?
Just hoping to remember all the lyrics.
Fair enough. What is that our buddy Jesse says? Jesse Perez,
Yep.
Mistakes
Mistakes are free.
are free. And, yep. Or I like to say, oh, Joe, you didn't mess up. It was an artistic choice to...
There's a guitar player by the name of Junior Brown. I was reading an interview with him in a guitar magazine one time. He goes, when you make a mistake, just repeat it. That way people think
you did it on purpose.
You were meant to play it like that.
Nice. Well, that's fair. You
Yeah.
get a lot of lyrics you got to keep straight. And
Shout out to Jesse Perez also. He's played on, he plays the lead guitar on Old and Broken Down.
Oh, does he?
On the CD.
Maybe that's why I like it so
And
much. No, I'm just kidding.
he did a beautiful job on that, He took what I thought was a pretty good song and then he elevated it to another level.
Nice. Well, since you brought that guy up, no, I'm just kidding. We love Jesse. Jesse is awesome. He's a great performer. He's a wonderful human being. And you've known him for like...
I've known him for about 30, 35 years.
Yeah, a long time. I don't want to I wasn't going to say because I don't want to age you, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And so, and you could catch Jesse. He hosts the open mic at Sable Creek the second Wednesdays of the month out here in Romeo, though, at the new location, beautiful location. I know he's always going around. I don't remember his band's name.
Mirrors.
What's that?
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and Mirrors. You can catch him out there. It's a good show. He does great.
Yep.
Can't say enough nice things about him. He's another guy that collabs with Holden, and it's just fun seeing. It went from Holden trying to keep up with you guys to Holden. Yeah, he's doing okay. So, and actually, since we shout out to Jesse, because he's Jesse, you're wearing a baseball cap.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I knew we'd get to this eventually. So, one of the open mics I do at Pub 78 in Brookfield, I got to be friends with Gary Victorine, who is a pedal steel player.
Player.
And one of the best in the Midwest.
So, can you explain what pedal steel is?
It's kind of like a string guitar type instrument, but you play it sitting down.
Okay.
And there's actually pedals besides the strings.
Really?
Because that will bend the pitch of the strings. And you play it with like a metal bar.
Sure, like a slide or something?
And then pick, So he is like one of the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. All the new stuff I've been recording, I'm recording at his house. And, of course, he plays steel on all my new songs.
Nice.
So he's another a wonderful human being, wonderful musician. You know, I love going. I wish Pub 78 was closer. I'd go there a lot more, but he always played. And we usually, ahead of time, we'll pick what songs we're going to play.
Nice.
You know, if I bring anything new in, I'll bring chord charts for him. And if Kelly is available, she'll play bass and sing on my songs.
Nice. And Kelly, was her last name?
Kelly Curran Ott.
Kelly Ott, right? Okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I wasn't sure if she uses her full, or if she just goes by Kelly Ott.
Okay.
But another talented multi-instrumentalist, great singer. She hosts the open mic at Pub 78.
Okay.
So those are always a lot of fun.
We're going to get out there. I don't know if we can go next week. Next week, Corinne's got her ladies' week. Corinne's going to be going to Kansas City for Sweet Adeline International Competition. Her course is competing. And so she gets a week with the ladies, and it's just Holden and I hanging out for a week. I told Holden it's either going to be one of the funnest weeks of the year, or it's going to be a very long week, depending on your attitude, buddy. But no, I've been wanting to get to Pub 78, and maybe if I'll try and remember, that would be good. Awesome.
But so anyway, yeah, you mentioned the capsule. This is the band Gary's in, Trailer Park Twisters. Just saw them Saturday night. They're awesome as always.
Where was he playing at?
Stadium Club in McCook.
Okay. So he's more based out that way a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a great show. You know, the Trailer Park Twister does a lot of pop and country.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Kind of a blend.
Well, so I've seen him because we're Facebook friends, you know, and I see him popping up sometimes some of your posts, and it's somebody I feel like we need to meet. We just haven't had a chance to meet, and we'll get there.
He came out to the Roxy last night just to come hang out.
Nice.
So that was nice.
I don't think I realized about the Roxy. So we were gonna record or do this last night, then scheduling times we had to reschedule it, and so I'm kind of glad we did, because you got to go to the Roxy and tell us all that we need to go to the Roxy. And nice. So what is your creative process?
And that's tough to answer, because I can go sometimes years without writing a song.
Okay.
But then when it hits, like right now, you know, I've written like 6 new songs in the last 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, you're churning them out.
Just sometimes just starts flowing, and
well, some things I can guess, like say "Old and Broken Down," Joe. Yeah. What were you thinking about with that one? Or "Work Hard, Play Hard, Die Young." What were you thinking? So,
as far as inspiration goes, some songs are from life experiences.
Sure.
I like to tell a story, though.
Okay.
And I will look to movies and television for ideas.
Sure.
Just to kind of get the story. Now I just got to put it to lyrics. You know?
Well, I think one time at the open mic you played an original. I don't remember the name. You'll tell me. You were driving down the street and it was really foggy and kind of spooky.
Yeah, that's the new one, the ghost story.
The ghost story. That's the one you were talking about. Okay.
I'm going to play that tonight because it's one of the new ones. It's called Lake of Mist and Shadows.
Yes. Yeah, you played that. I remember you debuted it at the open mic.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's nice.
Because I was driving down Renwick Road one night after open mic. This was like in February or so. The trees are all dead, and there's a lot of gnarly looking trees out there.
Yeah.
And it must have been a warmer day, so there was like some steam coming up off the water. Like full moon out, and I'm driving by and going, there's a song here. There's definitely a song here.
Nice.
So yeah, like I said, it's a mixed, you know, some songs are from experience and some are just totally, I guess I might do Predator and Prey. That's loosely based on Disney's Sword in the Stone, which is loosely based on T.H. White's The Once and Future King, which is loosely based on Sir Thomas Malory's The Death of Arthur. So there's a long trail that goes back there. But I kind of did my own take on it.
Okay. Nice. I didn't know some of this. Some of this I knew because we were buddies, and I hear the stories, and some of this I did not know. So it's very nice. Arizona Drifter. What was the?
That's I don't know if I should say.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get.
Never mind.
No, that's actually based on the original demo I did back in 1990. That's based on Clint Eastwood's High Plains Drifter.
Okay.
But when I went to record it, I changed the name and some of the key lyrics that kind of take it away from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You made it your own.
So
yeah. Nice.
But again, sometimes I go elsewhere for inspiration. That was such a good movie, and it made a good song.
Nice. It did make a good song, and I told you it's probably one of my favorite songs of yours, Arizona Drifter.
Yep. Thank you. I think a lot of people, it's one of their favorites.
I'm glad you're grabbing your water because I want my water too. I just didn't want to be like. It might also be one of my favorites. That's the first time Holden collabed with anybody was an Arizona Drifter, and so okay. So, what kind of music do you enjoy? Either favorite bands or
A lot of different things.
singers or
It's anything that's well written and played well.
okay.
I mean, I can listen to country, rock, heavy metal. I don't particularly like rap or hip hop.
Okay, that's fine. It's a different style. Yeah.
Otherwise, there's a lot of different. When I was growing up, of course, I listened to Zeppelin and
Sure.
Pink Floyd and Jethro Tull and all
Creedence.
those bands. But I had my little guilty pleasures, Creedence, the Guess Who. A lot of people are surprised by that because I don't actually play any of their songs.
It's a good band, though. If you like Creedence, I can see you liking the Guess Who. The band?
Guy's passed away already. Irish blues rock guitarist Rory Gallagher.
Oh yeah,
I do a couple of his songs.
he didn't pass away that long ago, was it?
94.
Oh, was that long
Yeah.
ago? Who am I thinking? I'm thinking of somebody else.
He was he was only in his 40s when he passed.
Wow.
And also Ian Hunter / Mott the Hoople, which you might remember Mott for All the Young Dudes,
Yeah. Oh, the
which
yeah.
I can play that, but I hardly ever do because they change chords like every 2 beats. So through the course of the song, you probably change chords about 300 times.
I don't think I've ever noticed. It is one of the songs they play it, you just like groove to it, and you're. Wow, I gotta pay more attention. Usually, Corinne's the one that she's a musicologist in our house, and she'll point out these little things to me, and I'll be like, let me listen to the music. But okay, the probably a lot of Americana rock, I imagine as well.
Yes.
So because you play a lot of your stuff sounds in that kind of Americana genre. And,
Yeah, and that comes from being such a Creedence fan.
Sure, I love Creedence. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I listened to CCR, and that was in the '80s, early '90s. So it's not like they were like big then, or they weren't in the popular at that time. They were just this great group from the. But okay, and then what is your favorite song to perform, and why? And I'm actually going to say, what's your favorite original song, and what's your favorite cover song?
Favorite original is Arizona Drifter,
Okay, I can see
without a doubt.
You can play that one in your sleep.
I don't even have to think about that. Favorite cover?
I can guess on some, but
Is probably Creedence Bad Moon Rising, or
that would have been one of my guesses.
Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here.
Yeah. Or Knocking on Heaven's Door.
That, I play it a lot because it's easy for people at open mic to join in.
Oh, okay.
It's such a simple song,
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could do with or without it.
Okay,
I'm
fair
not
enough.
particularly a big Bob Dylan fan. I don't.
What?
I don't
This
dislike.
interview's over. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't dislike him. Just was never that into him. But
Sure.
Heaven's Door is just easy for everybody to.
Yeah. Well, you play it a lot, so I thought maybe that might have been one of your top 5 that you. But okay, I can see that though. While you're okay. And then
One I do like to do, but I don't do it that often, tears up my throat a bit, is Lou Reed's Sweet Jane.
okay. Okay, yeah, I can see how you'd get a little.
Because there's parts that I try to do a little bit like Lou Reed. There's parts that are very low key, but then there's parts of the verses where we start screaming.
So it's definitely not that one song. I don't even remember the name of it. Coochie Llama something something Googie. You did something on open mic. It was like some weird out there song and
Lead Belly out
Lead
on
Belly.
out on the Western Plain.
Yeah, but there's like a phrase in there. It's like what's he singing?
Come a cow cow yicky, come a cow cow yicky yicky.
Yep.
Yay.
Yeehaw!
That's a cowboy song,
That
definitely.
is. But Lead Belly is great.
Yes, he
And
is.
so it's
He's actually responsible for a lot more songs than people realize. He wrote Midnight Special. That's one of my favorite songs.
That's
to play.
true. Yeah.
Do you remember a band called Ram Jam? Old Black Betty?
Oh, Black Betty.
Lead
yeah,
Belly wrote
That's
that.
right. We talked about that before. Yeah.
There's like a lot of stuff that out on the Western Plains. That's a Lead Belly song.
Wow.
He's, I picked up a compilation CD of his, and as you go down the list, it's like all these songs that like white rock bands covered, and they're all Lead Belly.
That's awesome. We should look into that more. I know some of the ones you're talking about, and I didn't know Midnight Special was his.
Yeah.
And that's nice. So one more song or one more question. They're gonna do a performance. So what is your dream performance? You can do anything you want in the world. Money's no object. Time, space, distance, whatever. What is your dream performance?
I don't know. I just want to keep being healthy enough to keep playing.
So your next performance is your dream.
Yeah, my next one, the next day I wake up and can play my guitar still.
Well, that's fair, but I'm thinking when I asked this, I envisioned people saying things like Hollywood Bowl or Red Rock or Madison Square Garden or United Center but Carnegie Hall. I don't know. Maybe people.
I actually, here's a story, and I kind of regret that I passed on this. When I was recording, they were also recording a guy from England, and they did a couple of collab CDs with him.
Okay.
So one of the CDs for the release party, they were all flying to England, and this guy Paul, I could say his name, Paul Kappa, plays it. What's the big one in England? Was it the Cavern Club or
the Cavern Club? That's where the Beatles played.
Yeah, but one of them was in Germany, and I get them confused.
Oh yeah.
But this was the one in England, and
That the Beatles played at the.
I thought it was the Cavern Club. That's where they were having the CD release party. They invited me to come to England with them. I don't like to fly, and I can't imagine being on a jet for 8 hours or 9 hours. So I passed, but I was like,
that would have been cool.
because the guy Chris was like, we know Paul. He'd probably have you come up on stage and do one or two of your songs.
You could have opened for him.
So
And
I was like, I kind of regret that I didn't do that, but like I said, I don't like to fly.
Yeah. No, I hear that. But okay, well, fair enough. So at this point, we're going to take a performance break, which means you're going to go up there. You're going to take the podcast, the Performer Chat podcast stage, which is kind of studio. This is a nice setup. This is like a professional setup here. Ken does a nice work in here. And this ain't somebody's camera phone, if you know what I mean. This is the real deal.
Yeah,
But you're going
it's
to take the
very
podcast
professional.
stage. Yeah. And you're going to perform. And we kind of tell people, treat it like a performance. Go up there, say who you are, say what you want to say, and perform. Pretend you're performing to the millions, dozens of people that are going to watch this at any given time. We're growing. Yeah, let's do it.
I wish, just a little quick, as a performer, I don't know if you notice it. A lot of times when I'm up on stage, I'm singing. Pretty much keep my eyes closed because I get distracted real easy.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing open mics, I'd be like watching people in the crowd, and then I'd forget the lyrics or I'd forget the chords because that would totally. It's a distraction, so I can't scan the crowd and look at people.
Okay.
So I either like close my eyes or I stare. I might look cross-eyed sometimes because I'll stare like right at the microphone. I
don't think I've noticed, but now that you've said that, that's all Corinne's ever going to notice. She'd be like, "Oh, there's Joe. Won't look at anybody again."
I see it like when people take pictures and stuff. Yeah, my eyes are usually closed.
Wow. Yeah, I've never noticed. And wow. Well, you could always wear sunglasses so that way when you close your eyes, nobody notices.
Stevie Schmigan does that.
Oh, does he? Nice. Okay, let's
wriggle my fat from behind this table.
Oh, we got to cut that.
Oh,
you swore.
In the final video, you'll say patootie.
But it'll be Ken's voice. Gotta wiggle my fat patootie. Out up here. And
so we talked about this earlier, my song Arizona Drifter, that's what I'm going to start out with. Yeah, we talked about it before, Predator and Prey. This song's kind of short because I don't do a guitar solo. Holden, maybe this is one you could learn.
You just got a thumbs up, Joe.
And its prey, just a part of the food chain. nature's way. Not your fault you're smaller than me. We can be fenceless too. I'm getting hungry, it's time to eat. I got my eye on you. The predator and its prey, just a part of the food chain. Who will eat, who will be eaten today? One will die so the other may live. Don't let it worry your brain. No lesson to be learned, it's nature's way. The predator and its prey, just a part of the food chain. Who will eat, who will be eaten today? One will die so the other may live. Don't let it worry your brain. No lesson to be learned, it's nature's way. Thank you. Like I said, I haven't played that in quite a while, so I was making a few little tiny boo-boos at the beginning of that.
Oh man, all mistakes are what, Joe?
All mistakes are free.
That's right.
Okay, so this is, we're doing 3, right?
Whatever you want. Yep, 3's fine.
We're gonna do, we talked about this earlier, this is my ghost story. This is called Lake of Mist and Shadows. It was a dark, rainy night. Railway road was wet and slick. Driver thought someone's crossing the road, but the fog was very thick. Hit the brakes, lost control, crashed through the dead trees. Sunk to the bottom of Renwick Lake, along with his bright UV. Sometimes late at night, shadows rise from the mist. Lost souls wandering aimlessly, trying to prove that they exist. Dragged the lake, recovered the car. The bodies were never found. Plainfield mourned for a couple of days. Rumors and stories abound. Sometimes late at night, shadows rise from the mist. Lost souls wandering aimlessly, trying to prove that they exist. Sometimes late at night, shadows rise from the mist. Lost souls wandering aimlessly, trying to prove that they exist. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Where'd I put my water? Hey, Corinne.
What?
Could you grab my water? Sorry, I didn't want to go this way and trip on something, and I don't want to make him get up. Thank you.
Not
Man.
trying to make any excuses. You noticed Arizona Drifter was perfect.
It was.
The next two songs were a little iffy.
Well, it sounds like your voice was a little too.
Yeah.
And so I think Corinne was like tweaking the mics a little bit to try and give you a little more.
But the second two songs, it's a Predator and Prey I haven't played in ages.
Yeah.
And the new one I haven't played much
Yeah.
live, so minor boo-boos. I think I was covering them pretty good though.
You know, if you wouldn't have said it, I probably wouldn't have noticed it. But yeah, that's the thing with a lot of people too. Not just you, a lot of people like, oh, I made a mistake. I did this and this and this, and like, you know, if you wouldn't have told us,
You
we
know.
wouldn't have known. The only time we're gonna know is if you're doing like a cover song that everyone knows in the spot. And wait, what's he saying?
Yeah.
But yeah,
My brother-in-law always goes, "Don't say nothing," you know. Don't.
yeah, we're not gonna know. It's a, but and like Jesse says, all mistakes are free of charge. And okay, well, thank you for playing Arizona. Well, thank you for playing all of them. But yeah, Arizona Drifter, it's my favorite of your songs. You want to tease what you're gonna do in the next segment, or you want us we're gonna be a mystery and find out?
Wait, say that again.
Yeah, want to tease what you're gonna be singing or performing again when we're done with this next segment?
I'm not sure yet.
Or okay.
I don't know if
I have noticed that about you. There are some performers that know exactly what they're going to do down to a T, and there's Joe that, I feel like this song, why not?
I usually prepare a list and then change it as I go up to the mic.
Depending on who's there at the
I
place.
almost-
you might be-
even when I've done shows, I'd have a set list typed out, and I'd be like, I really don't want to do that one today. Let's do something else.
Well, I have noticed that depending on who's there, you change things too.
Well, yeah, because if I want someone to come up on stage with me,
Yep, and you do that a lot. In fact, why don't we give some shout outs here? Some of the frequent Mighty Joe Leja players, collaborators.
So Wes, who used to be in my Bad Corner Cats band, and he still hosts some of the open mics.
And he's hosting Johnny's Blitz
Johnny's
still?
Blitz, and now he's doing the VFW in Lockport.
BFW. Okay, that's Wednesdays as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So his name's Wes. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I don't know either. That's why I wasn't going to try.
He just always says, just call me Wes.
Yep.
But we know who he is. He
Yep.
knows who he is. The host at Johnny's Blitz and VFW.
Yep.
Other shout outs. There's probably a lot of people.
I can help you
Chuck
with some of
Chuck
it.
Pelkey's been joining me on stage a lot lately.
Yep.
So we had fun last Friday. I did 4 songs. He played on all 4 of them.
Oh, nice.
Threw him a couple curveballs, and he knocked them out of the park.
Man, that guy's a pro. We like Chuck a lot.
Chuck's great.
I want to get Chuck on this as a guest too at some point, and I know he's a little bit busy this particular time of the season.
Yeah,
but
with the election coming
yeah,
up.
he's an official of some sort, but yeah, we're gonna get him on here. Chuck's a great guy. Phil,
Yeah, yes. Phil, we don't collaborate that much, though.
no,
We've done Heaven's Door a few times.
I feel like I've seen you guys do, but yeah,
Because he does, and this is definitely not a knock. Phil's a great guy,
All
great
right.
singer. He doesn't write anything though,
yeah.
so he's just doing his covers. Does a great
But
job.
he does a great job of those
job.
covers.
Like I said, he has an amazing voice.
Okay. Well, one more that I want you to shout out: Harmony.
Oh, of course, Harmony's awesome.
Harmony is awesome. She was our second guest on this podcast, episode 2. This is episode 6, right? Right, Ken? Yep. But yeah,
Harmony is a quick learner. Mm-hmm. We've gone out at Black Dog. We've stepped outside. I go, Harmony, you want to do this song with me? And I'd go out there and either call it up on YouTube or I'd play it on my guitar. She'd hear it one time and we'd go in and play it. She's got like a photographic memory.
well, she's
for
she's
music.
young too, so she remembers stuff.
But she's done a great job on some of the. I want to play some of these songs more with her. Like, we've only done them twice. I think we've done Paul McCartney's "Smile Away,"
Yeah.
which is kind of a kooky song. The Eagles, "Already Gone."
Yeah.
You know, then she sings on some of my songs, but she's like, you know, she's just a quick learner.
Mm-hmm. She's quick learner. She's an amazing performer, great vocalist. She's an entertainer, and great personality, everything. And it's funny, she is an amazing singer. And half the time when Holden has her collab, he has her just playing backup guitar and not even singing. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You've got this great artist you could perform with, and you've got her playing, you know, rhythm guitar, backup guitar, and Folsom. So it's kind of funny. But I asked her about that once jokingly. She's like, actually, I don't mind, because I don't mind just standing there just being in the, so.
Well, and she sometimes likes to just sing and not play the guitar.
Yeah.
Because she does the one song by, is it Paramore, My Only Exception?
Yeah.
And I knew that from a girl that used to sing with me once in a while, years back. So I knew the song. I still had the chord chart for it. And Harmony can play it, but I think sometimes she just likes to sing. Like, maybe she could put her heart into the vocals.
Well, yeah, you can,
more.
if you're not splitting your concentration, you can just really, yeah.
So I'm happy to play that, because I don't get to play it much, because I can't sing that song.
Yes. So anyway, we want to give her a shout out. She's doing awesome. She's filming a movie right now.
Yep.
I mean, this is your time. We're here to talk about you, but Harmony, keep it up. You're doing awesome.
Some other shout outs, probably Deb Van Drill.
Yes.
We've done a couple shows together where we split shows. And
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while.
she's a lot of times will play with me on Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's great. Well, she hosts the Hickory Creek
Yes.
open mic. That's on Tuesday nights.
yes, in New Lenox.
And we're always busy Tuesdays. It's our chorus night. And so we can never, but,
Another Michael Matoyer.
oh, yeah.
Some of the other
Yeah,
guys that were in my Bad Corner Cats band was Jerome Walker on bass and Jeff Rio on drums. A couple of super professional. There's so many
Legit people, yeah.
So many
Well-
people I could give shout outs to. I hope I'm not forgetting any of the main ones. You know.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Well, if I'm gonna go back a second. You're gonna shout out Michael. You gotta shout out Cadillac Groove. It's his band. It's they perform all over. It's a great time. We're gonna see them Sunday night. They're doing a gig at the
Brave Rave.
the Grave Rave. Well, this will be out probably after that, but
And he's also got Mike and the Stillmasters.
Yep. And but yeah, we're gonna see him Sunday night at the Grave Rave. Holden and I are gonna head out there, and they're doing a raffle. Buy a ticket, and you could win a Cadillac Group performance. You could win the band. And we're joking with them. I'm like, I'm buying my ticket, and if we win, the stipulation is Holden gets to go up and play at least on one or two songs with them. And they're like, oh yeah, bring it on. Tom Dixon, great guy. Corinne sings with his wife. Be like, yeah, it'd be great. And so, always working it. Always working. Gotta get Holden out there. But, awesome. Well, we'll keep moving on.
There's so many good people out there, though. You know,
Yeah.
I hope I'm not forgetting any, because there's main ones and then there's more like secondary characters.
And you mentioned Gary earlier. And
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, okay. So, you know, when I asked you, did I ask you that one? One of your favorite performances earlier, I was almost expecting you to say, at least one of. That was a few months ago. We were at Sable Creek, I think. You were performing with Jesse, and Herman was there. And Herman was singing, and you guys were playing, and that was a pretty cool performance. But, yeah.
Yeah, Herman's, the fact that, you know, I'm not even sure how old Herman is. He's he's up there, though.
Yeah.
And the fact that not just that he's singing, but that he can sing so great still.
He is really,
That's amazing.
So, awesome. Okay, so now we got the who, what, where, when, whatever. we did some performance stuff. We watched you perform. Now, this is going to be a little more getting to know you. And so, not that we haven't been getting to know you already, but we're shifting it a little bit. So, what is the best compliment you've ever received?
Musically,
Well, this is the performer chat, so musically, but if you've got, anything really, but
well, besides people complimenting me on my original songs, I think I always like getting compliments from other musicians.
Yeah.
That means a lot. And this might sound like an odd thing, but since a lot of times I don't play with a drummer,
okay.
and Kelly Ott had mentioned one time how good my sense of timing is,
Okay.
not having a drummer up on stage,
I could see that.
and
yeah.
that actually means a lot to me. 'Cause
Nice.
I know some people have not a good sense of timing. I've heard drummers that don't have a good
Yeah.
sense of timing. Not gonna name names. But,
No. We're all about the love here. Peace and love. Peace and love.
I don't know. That was just like a kind of an oddball thing, but it meant a lot to me that
Nice.
she thought I had a real good sense of timing. So
Yeah, I can see that. I don't think I would have picked up on that, but only because I've never noticed that you were off. And so by virtue of you always being on, but that's great. And she's somebody that knows. And when you get a compliment from somebody that she knows what she's talking about, it's a little more special. You get some audience members, oh, you're great, and that's nice, and you can entertain. But yeah, that's good. Okay, so what advice would you give yourself when you were first starting to perform? So you said 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when you were first kind of starting?
maybe not necessarily when I first started performing. When I first started playing guitar when I was 15,
Oh, okay.
learn music theory and learn scales.
Oh, okay. Well, how
'Cause
did you learn?
I can't improvise, and one of the reasons is that I don't know scales.
What?
And I still tell myself it's not too late. I should start practicing scales.
It's not too late.
Because I'm like very envious of guys that could go up and never hear a song before and just start doing a guitar solo. And I'm like, wow, I wish I could do that.
You know who can do that? That kid back there in the corner.
But I don't know.
He doesn't know scales either. He just fakes it till he makes it. But no,
Some people are just really good at that, and I'm not. But then again, some people are great guitarists but can't write a song. So
that's true.
so
That's true.
I like to say I found my niche.
I'd be willing to bet that being a great songwriter is probably tougher to do. Well, yeah, I guess it's not really fair to say that. I'd say maybe there are fewer great songwriters out there than there are great musicians out there. Maybe that's the more fair thing to say. Yeah, okay. So how do you spend your free time?
Playing at open mics.
Taking up when you retired and started the Joe Leja ongoing tour of open mics all over the place.
Like you said, I play at about 11 or 12 different places. So
And then you mentioned slowing down a little bit because of the winter. Maybe it's getting colder.
Yeah, I'll stay home a little more. I may restart. When COVID was going strong, I would do I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday nights, I would do a 1 hour live broadcast on Facebook.
Okay.
Just to keep my name out there, and plus it was just good practice for me.
Yeah.
So
It's actually it would be a good idea in the wintertime. Weather gets a little nasty. We're in Illinois. People watching this know who we are and where we are. But if you're not, we're in Chicagoland, greater Chicagoland area near Joliet. And it gets cold. And I think they're predicting a colder winter, more snow this season than, of course they always predict that, who knows, but this Chicago, it could be February, it could be like 70 degrees, and then the next week it's a foot of snow. So.
and when I was still working, one of the last winters that I was still working, we had one of those days where with the wind chill it was like 40 below zero. I called up work, I was just like, I ain't coming in. I think you know why.
Well, that was only a few years ago. You just retired not too long ago, right?
About a year and a half.
Yeah. You liking the retirement?
Oh yeah.
You're not getting bored? 'Cause a lot of times,
No, not bored at all. I have
That's
a lot
good.
of interests, and I love to read besides playing guitar. And
well, now that you're retired, you're finding probably more time to write music because you've got, maybe that's why you're starting to crank them out a bit and you're just ramping it up.
I actually didn't write anything the first year. It's just been this past 6 months that
Yeah.
they're starting
Nice.
to come.
That's awesome. Okay, so if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I don't know. There's probably a lot of places. Hard to pick just one.
Okay. Well,
Probably England or Ireland.
oh, really? Do you have now? Leja is
I'm Polish.
Polish. And so why Ireland? Just it's so pretty and
Birthplace of Rory Gallagher.
okay.
I would go to visit his tomb.
Okay, I could see that.
Pay homage.
Yeah, I could see that. I'd love to go to England someday. And I know Corinne's a little bit of a, is it Francophile?
Anglophile.
Anglophile.
Francophile is French.
Yeah, we're definitely not, no, Anglophile. So she watches British shows and she got me into some of them, but I would love to go there too and, see Abbey Road. See some of the places,
Yeah, the Abbey Road Studios.
yeah. I imagine, is that open for tours, you think? You could just, even if you just go in and stand in there for a few minutes and just say, hey, I was here. So, nice.
Would kind of be similar to going to, or is it Memphis Sun Studios?
Oh, yes. Yep, where
Elvis and all
Elvis, was it Johnny Cash early on?
the early blues greats.
Jerry Lee Lewis, was he in part of that?
Jerry Lee Lewis, I'm sure.
The $1 Million Quartet. They were all, who was the fourth guy in that? Old.
So that would be a fun place to go
Yeah.
see.
I bet. Yep. Well, you ever been to Nashville?
No,
No, ever desire to go there? And it's a Music City,
maybe.
USA.
I'm just, unfortunately, because of all the health issues I have, I'm not
Sure.
going to be doing any traveling anymore.
Okay. No, that's I understand. Yep.
This could cause a lot of problems.
Okay. All right. All right. So, it's one of my favorite questions because I never know what we're going to get. What is the most useless talent that you have?
I don't think I have any useless talent.
Everything's useful.
I mean, I write and play guitar, and I'm also an artist, which
Yes,
I
that's
haven't
not
done,
useless at all. So that's,
haven't done that lately, but I can paint and do charcoal drawings and
Oh,
pen
I
and
didn't know
ink
that.
drawings. And,
Interesting.
so that's not useless.
no. I'm talking about for example, like Harmony stood on her toes weirdly and freaked us all out. Jules recited a monologue from Hamilton, and so I don't remember what Nick did, but all right. Well, if you don't have it, you don't have any. But it's
Wouldn't call it a talent. Maybe my Three Stooges imitations.
oh.
Hey Mo, Certainly.
Okay, that
I
counts.
don't know if that's exactly a talent, though.
Well, it's we say talent. It's like kind of like secret pleasure, something silly that you do that somebody might not know, and just it's a question. It's out there. It's meant to we're trying to find out more about you and.
A victim of circumstance.
Okay,
Certainly.
slightly. Yuck, yuck. So help me if you do this to me though. It's, actually, would you do this or would you do this with the?
Yes.
I know, but you wouldn't use
But
the.
then
one.
you got to do this.
Yeah, I was doing the double horns instead of the fingers. I was trying to bring it back to the music.
They never really actually poked each other in the eye.
Well, I kind of figured they wouldn't because
it was so fast. They actually would hit their foreheads.
Okay.
But as it's being filmed, it was so fast you couldn't tell. Plus, they do the violin string pluck, boink. So the sound effect helped make it look more
Well, I mean,
realistic.
they're like, what's the word? They know how to do it without hurting each other.
Yeah.
They're professionals, and they were very good at it.
Oh, see, here's a useless talent. I could give you Stooge trivia.
Okay, go ahead.
So they originally started out in vaudeville with Ted Healy. It was Ted Healy and his Three Southern Gentlemen.
I knew the vaudeville part.
Then they broke away from Ted Healy. At that time, Shemp was the original Third Stooge. Mm-hmm. He left to pursue a solo career. They brought Curly in. Then years later, when Curly died, Shemp came back.
Yep.
So.
And Larry was there from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And Larry actually could play classical violin.
Yeah, he was legit. He was yeah.
I always thought that odd though, because a lot of times in the episodes when they would show him playing violin, it looked like it was dubbed in, and it's like, this guy can actually play classical violin. Why would you dub it in?
Yeah, it's funny. We talk about, there's lots of different kinds of comedy out there, and honestly, Stooges is not my favorite kind of comedy. And Corinne loves it. She loves the Three Stooges, and for me, it's just like, I appreciate how good they are at what they do. It's like Mr. Bean. The guy's amazing. It's just not my cup of British tea.
I like Mr. Bean in limited doses.
Corinne loves Mr. Bean, and the guy's amazing. Rowan Atkinson, he's an amazing performer. But here's a fun fact: it was either Shemp or was it Curly? One of the two rescued like a ton of dogs in his life. Curly was the one.
Curly was the dog lover.
Yeah, just rescued.
Curly was
so
also
many.
married 4 times.
No. She's saying he was a little bit of a dog himself. No,
Talking about the stunts and stuff though, there's an episode where Moe's on a table and Curly cuts through it with a circular saw. Mm-hmm. That wasn't a stunt. That really
they did.
So somehow the table, even after he cut through it, it stayed standing until Moe turned around and took one step, and then everything collapsed. He broke a couple ribs. He finished the scene. Then they took him to the hospital.
Wow. Yeah, they're
dedication to your craft.
Well, he's a professional. Again, people see this stuff and they're just being. No, these guys are pros. They spend a ton of time making it look easy, and so it's the same thing with musicians too. Oh, that guy plays effortlessly. Well, that's because he spent a ton of time to be able to do that. So
Curly could play the spoons.
Okay. Can Moe play anything?
I don't think so.
I would see pictures like years later from like the 60s, or I think Moe passed away in the 70s or 60s.
Yeah, around 75 or so.
Yeah, I'd see pictures of him out to eat with Groucho, and it's like, oh, cool. They're just old guys at a restaurant. They're like, imagine the talent here and but nice. So if you won $1 million tomorrow, what would you do with it?
You'll never know, because I would disappear.
So okay, that's fair.
No, seriously, I might open up my own recording studio.
I can see that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just try to make it last and.
Maybe hire a driver to take it open
mics. Buy a
mics.
nicer car, because I'm driving a Kia Rio.
Well, you can hire a driver to take you to the open mics. Imagine that. Then you could just, they'll drop you off right at the front door. You get out to your thing. They pick you right up. No walking 2.5 blocks for whatever. And
I lucked out yesterday going to the Roxy. There's no, a lot of times Lockport, there's nowhere to park.
Yeah, you have to go a few
So I'm
blocks.
driving around the block. A space right in front of their front doors opened up, but I was going I was on the wrong
The opposite,
side.
yeah.
So I got a break where I was able to, I hope there's no cops around. I cracked the U-turn, and I was able to pull right into that empty spot.
Nice.
So
Nice.
got lucky.
So it was a good night all around. You
Yes,
got the
it
rock
was.
star parking. and you're feeling good about that, and then you actually went in and saw the stage, you're like, whoa.
It's very nice inside. Very.
Nice. And your buddy Gary came out?
Yep.
And, yeah.
Patrick Spiroff was there.
Oh, Patrick. We need to get Patrick on the air, too. Great guy.
Yeah, he writes some great. He doesn't play any covers. He does
Strictly originals.
Strictly originals.
All originals, all the time.
He's got some good songs.
He does. I was telling him, we've seen him around the open mics. He did a Father's Day show at Black Dog. We went out there for it. At Taste of Westmont this year, Holden had the first spot. The spot you had the year before, Holden had that spot, and then Patrick played right after him. And so I feel like this year, more so than ever, I'm seeing Patrick, his songs are starting to get in my head, and it's like, But in a good way, he's got some good songs.
And he's playing at a lot of places, because he disappeared for about 4 years.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he used to come to Port Noir,
Okay.
and then he disappeared for, I think he said, it's about 4 years.
See, we've only known him a year or two, but yeah.
But since he's been coming out again, he's playing all over the place.
Yep. And he hosts an open mic at Chicago's Street Pub
Yes.
in Joliet. It's the odd Tuesday open mic, which I think it means first, third, and maybe fifth.
Yeah.
Tuesday, is that what it means? It's not the Tuesdays are on the odd days of the month like I originally thought, because that really confused me. I'm like, hey, it's the 11th. Why aren't you? No, it's the. But anyway. So yeah, check that out. We haven't, again, they're Tuesdays, so we don't, Holden's always, we're doing our barbershop thing. But one of these weeks we're going to make it out there, I told him. And so.
Connor Lee was there last night. He does
Yeah.
a lot of originals.
Yep, he does Black Dog, he does.
And his
Street Pub.
brother's been playing djembe lately, so he was there last night. So I had him stay up on my songs.
Oh, nice.
He's pretty good on that.
Nice. Well, it's funny. I used to play drums. I was, I would say I was very mediocre. And I've got a djembe I bought a while back so I can jam with Holden. And we never really jammed, but lately Holden's like, bring the djembe. We'll see. And so I got, last couple we performed, I'm there in the djembe and Holden's doing his thing. And it was kind of fun. And for the last Sable Creek, I did that with the songs. And am I drawing a blank? Corinne, who's the guy that played after Holden? I know him. I'm just drawing a blank. It's horrible that I.
Oh, is it John Matthews? Yeah, John Matthews.
John Matthew. And he's like, oh, stay up here, Daniel. Keep playing. Like, I don't know your song. Oh, you'll figure it out. And I can get used to this. And so, yeah. And you inspiring, too, because you started playing a mandolin at some of these events.
Yep.
And guess who had to get a mandolin?
I see a lot of people bringing mandolins.
You're starting the
I
trend.
started a trend.
Yep. Holden's like, I want a mandolin. And yeah, we got a cheap one off, whatever.
And I mostly just back up Mike Fitz. Mm-hmm. He does a lot of
he's another collaborator.
Americana, so he does a lot of John Prine and the band and Bob Dylan. And so the mandolin sounds good on all of that kind of stuff. And it gives me a chance to bring it out and play it, because otherwise,
Was there any other? So you got the guitar, you've got the mandolin. Any other instruments like that you like to bring out just for?
I never did it at open mic. When I was recording, I played bass on a lot of my own.
Okay.
Sometimes I'd have somebody come in, but a lot of times I'd play my own bass.
Okay. We should bring out sometime an open mic. Plan in advance and maybe, get a.
It's really not my instrument, though. I just did
Okay.
it when I was recording.
Okay, so it's not like a secret pleasure. It's just. Did you know what to say about bass players? I have no idea, but that seems to be a joke about bass players, right? No? Yes? I don't know.
I don't know. But when I was recording the Swan Song CD, I played bass on every track. The day I went in, I don't remember how many, bookly maybe 3-4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this was coming up, so I had a couple weeks to rehearse, and that's all I did was rehearse the bass tracks.
Nice.
Did 6 songs, first take on every song, and the guy at Cinnamon Sound was like, "Man, I can't believe you're
Nailed
doing
it.
these all, nailing them all on the first take." That's because that's all I've been playing the last 3 weeks. You know?
Nice. Did you play bass on your current new songs that you did with
No,
Gary?
the new songs are just me and Gary.
Okay.
It's very laid back.
They said he was playing the
Steel, pedal steel.
That's
And
cool.
he plays the Rickenbacker on one song.
Nice.
But
Nice, nice.
no bass or drums on any of these.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, last question before the final performance. So, what is something that you want to tell your fans? Because you have fans, man. What's something you want to tell your fans?
Again, musically or just in general?
Anything you want to say out to the internet world and your...
I would say be kind, love your family and friends. Don't be a jerk.
There we go. That's one Ken can use. Awesome. Okay, you're going to go back. You're going to take the stage again, the performer chat stage, and you're going to play a few more, and I want to hear them. Here we go. You almost made it.
Check 1, 2.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do the hard one first. This is, talking about getting inspiration. So, you guys know Laura, Patricia, wonderful human being. The one Saturday, I woke up, turned my computer on, got on Facebook. Very first thing I see is her announcement that she is no longer affiliated with the studio. She didn't go into a big explanation, but triggered a lot of emotion out of a lot of people, myself included. This was on a Saturday morning. By Sunday night, I had a song written for her. And this is called "Till We Meet Again." Still learning, memorizing the lyrics, so if I screw up, mistakes are free.
That's right.
Came in, it was a humble start. Created something that soon caught fire. Musicians came from all around to play at Laura's place. Rockers, rappers, poets, and such, all were welcome no matter what. Community that was built on love down at Laura's place. You welcomed us with open arms. You welcomed us with an open heart. This ain't goodbye, it's just au revoir. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. And I remember the feeling there. Selfies, hugs, shots and beers. And the nights when you sang with me under the Milky Way. Everything comes to an end. Came as a shock, but I'll never forget. I'm sure our paths will cross again under the Milky Way. You welcomed us with open arms. You welcomed us with an open heart. This ain't goodbye, it's just au revoir. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. You welcomed us with open arms. You welcomed us with an open heart. This ain't goodbye, it's just au revoir. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. That's for you, Laura. Thank you. Ooh, made it through with no mistakes.
At least none that we saw.
I've been having trouble remembering the lyrics to that because it's so new, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But gotta just get out and play them. That's how you learn them and memorize them. All right. This is another song with the word drifting in it. I don't know, maybe because I drifted through life. I like that word drift. Arizona Drifter. This one's called Still Drifting Away. This is probably one of my most mature set of lyrics. Once was a time when we were still friends. We'd talk and we'd talk for hours on end. Now something must give when two worlds collide. You've moved on, but I'm broken inside. You're still drifting away. I threw you a lifeline, hoping you'd stay. Tide's gone out from this moonlit bay. You're still drifting away. You'd say that's just life, and I know that it's true. You're drifting away, but I'm turning blue. Once or twice, 3 times going down, and you're drifting away, but I'm the one drowning. You're still drifting away. I threw you a lifeline, hoping you'd stay. The tide's gone out from this moonlit bay. You're still drifting away. Was it something I said? Was it something I did? Or was it nothing at all, babe? Or just feelings we had? You're still drifting away. I threw you a lifeline, hoping you'd stay. Tide's gone out from this moonlit bay. You're still drifting away. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Trying to think of what I want to end with. Let's do one cover. We've been playing all originals. So. I see a bad moon rising. I see there's trouble on the way. I see there's earthquakes and lightning. I see a bad time of day. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear the hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I feel the rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope you have got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Thank you. Am I safe to unplug?
Is there anything we missed talking about that you want to
Oh,
bring up really
so.
quick? We caught all the, okay.
Yep. Got all my shout outs in that I wanted to.
Okay, that was great. You did 2 originals, and then you did
Bad Moon Rising.
Bad Moon Rise. It's Halloween next week. This might come out after Halloween, but Halloween is next week, and it's very timely. It's very timely. The I was gonna say to you. I just completely drew a blank. Oh, you were like, what were you gonna do the third one? I was thinking what cover. I'm thinking I'm not gonna suggest anything because it's your time, not a selfish fan that wants to hear Old and Broken Down. But
Old and Broken Down, I think my throat is scratchy enough right now.
Okay.
I don't think I could have pulled that one off.
Okay.
Right
No,
now.
yeah, I can understand. But and so go online and listen to Joe's album, Plainfield Calling, and
In Black, Swan Song, Wildlife, and 2.5 Minutes to Midnight.
I think I had 4 albums. Is that the new one?
The fifth one is downloads and streaming only.
Okay.
I didn't do an actual CD.
Okay.
And now the new songs with Gary are just streaming only.
So go check them out. We'll get the link in the description. Send me the link later. Make sure I got I think you have seen it already, but send it to me anyway. We'll put it in the description and go check out Mr. Mighty Joe Leja. And thank you for. Oh, go ahead.
All the stuff that is on iTunes and Spotify and that distributed through CD, baby. That's also all those. There's about 36 songs that are on YouTube, so you can also listen on YouTube.
Nice. Do you have a channel or just their?
No, just my. I don't know. I guess you'd consider that a channel.
Well, send me the link later, and we'll put that, whatever you send me, we're going to put in the description, and people can know where to go out and find you. And if they want to reach out to you, what's the best way of doing that?
Just private message on Facebook.
So facebook.com, private message him. He'll get back to you, and, especially if you want to book him, message him. But thank you so much for coming out. You were like one of the first few people to ask about being a guest, and we had things we had to get figured out and schedules, and I'm so glad we got you in here. This is episode 6, right? I can't keep count. Episode 6, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I've had to follow some good people.
You did. I mean, you got Holden, you had Harmony
and Jules
and Nick and Riley, and we've got some good guests. You know what? We're gonna have some more good guests, and we've been talking to people, yeah.
Yeah, you should see if Chuck Pelkey or
Yes.
Patrick are interested.
Yes,
I think
they're on the list. Brian, I'd love to get Jesse out here. I haven't mentioned it to Jesse yet. I want to get a few more episodes, so when Jesse sees it, he's like, oh, this is a thing. Cool, I'll come out. Versus, hey, Jesse, your number, I want him to... And plus, now that you've done it, just to be like, oh, he made Joe look good. Imagine what he could do for me. We have fun, and we joke with each other, and that's what we do. Thank you again, and we'll see you around the open mic circuit.
Probably not tomorrow, next Friday at Black Dog.
Is next Friday Black Dog?
Yep.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it's the first Friday. This month has me so messed up.
I thought Halloween was on a Friday.
No, Halloween's on Thursday. If you wait for Friday to go trick-or-treating holding, you're going to be very disappointed.
I mean, I think it's because I have Friday off school. It threw me off.
That could be. But, yeah, we'll have to see. Thank you, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
And then just post the link when it's going to be ready.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you
Within a couple weeks.
take to edit everything.
It depends how in demand Ken is, and lately he's been in demand quite a bit. But usually within a couple weeks we'll try and get it out.